now today we're reviewing Johnny Walker Black Label Special Squid Game Edition. Walker Black Label has suddenly got a green label. These are limited edition bottlings. There are 456 numbers, I believe, and it ties in with the hit Netflix series Squid Game label. Now the whiskey inside the bottle is that familiar old Johnny Walker Black Label, but it's just a collectible bottle. As I say, it's got a green label. Each bottle is numbered. This is number 50. There are probably multiple sets of number 50. I don't believe there's just 456 bottles of this release, so I got to take some points off Johnny Walker for that. And also the familiar striding man, Mr. Johnny Walker himself, is dressed not in his usual way, but in the green tracksuit that is worn in the show, and also his hairstyle. I'll put a picture up around here of a bottle because you're not going to see that very clearly if you hold it up to the camera. But the hairstyle, the character, the Johnny Walker character, the striding man looks very Korean. Johnny Walker Black Label, of course, is aged for 12 years. It's a blended whiskey, so it contains both malts and grain whiskies, but it's a 12-year-old. And I have drunk Johnny Walker Black Label several times, so I'm just going to give this one another try. I'm going to take it totally neat for my first tasting. Then I'm going to add a little bit of water and see what that does to the drink. I'm just going to take a quick vape because it stops me from smoking cigarettes nearly 6 years now. So let's crack open this Johnny Walker 12. The reason I purchased this today is not for the limited edition bottle, and I don't usually fall for that sort of thing. Johnny Walker have done this, of course, before. They had Game of Thrones special editions, and there was a Blade Runner edition made for the movie, the remake of the Blade Runner films, or was it one of these? Someone can correct me on that down in the comments, but I know Johnny Walker has a Blade Runner connection. I don't know if it was from the original Blade Runner movie or the remake, which came out several years back. So let's crack open this Johnny Walker Black Label and pour myself a dram. Just a small measure there. And please, if you're watching this, then please consider subscribing to this channel. It doesn't cost you anything, but it will help me to grow the channel. Also, give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. That would be really good if you could do that. So let's take the Johnny Walker Black Label to the nose and tell you what I'm experiencing. That smoke, which is a signature of the entire Johnny Walker range. And perhaps a little fruitiness. I honestly wish my nose was better developed because I watch other reviewers picking out a lot of these flavors and I can't get them, but I'm definitely getting some smoke and some dark berries, perhaps dark fruits. Without further ado, let's take it to the palate. Now it's got quite a substantial mouthfeel. Swish it around in the bottle glass. It's got half decent legs. There is a substantial mouthfeel. I think I'm experiencing the taste I'm getting here are some caramel, biscuity type, oaty type taste, and the smoke on the finish. The finish is not too long lasting, but it has a substantial, and the legs are wonderful. I don't know how the camera's picking that up. You can see them still running down the glass, which when you get good thick legs like this, it suggests you've got a whiskey of some substance. And for a blended whiskey, 12-year-old is a good age. It's a decent dram. The finish, it's not as smoky as I remember Johnny Walker being. Right, let's add a little bit of water and see what that does to the drink. Now, when I'm relaxing of an evening, the way I usually take my whiskey is over the rocks, over ice on the rocks. But when I'm doing a tasting for a review, I tend to take it totally neat, and then I'll give it the addition of a small amount of water, because water does open up the whiskey and allow for more experiences. I'm just going to take another taste of it neat. Yes, I'm getting dark fruits, some biscuity, oaty taste, and the hint of smoke. So I'm just going to add a little water, not a great amount, maybe half a cup. And just allow the water to do its thing for the moment. Now, the reason I picked this whiskey up, I'd never seen the Squid Game before. Although I did just watch an episode earlier on Netflix. I watched episode 1 of season 1, and I thoroughly enjoyed the show. It's a Korean TV series. It's kind of set in a dystopian society where these players who are all down on their luck take part in the Squid Games, in which a vast amount of money can be won by the winner, but those who lose, those who fail in the game, pay with their lives. And I got to be honest, it was a really good episode. The first 5 minutes or so, I watched on Netflix dubbed into English, and I had to get used to that. But the acting was overall really good. I've enjoyed the series, and I will be watching the remaining episodes of season 1. And the Johnny Walker Black Label is tied into the Squid Game as a promotional thing. The liquid inside you is your usual Johnny Walker Black Label. It's just cool to have that bottle. I mean, I don't fall for all this marketing thing. As I say, the only reason I bought this was because this is £36 recommended retail price, but in Tesco's on club card price I was even able to pick it up for £23. So that's quite a saving. So I purchased it, and I do like Johnny Walker Black Label. I've drunk it before. But anyway, I put the water in a glass now. I've given it a moment. I'm swirling it around a little bit, just allowing it to do its thing. As you can see, I'm drinking this whiskey in a Glencairn glass, which when I'm doing my tastings for my reviews, I usually use a Glencairn glass, simply because of the shape of the Glencairn with this bulbous bottom, and it comes up in a chimney. It's said to enhance the way the flavours come out of the whiskey. So this has had water now, and it's had perhaps a minute to do its thing. So let's take it back to the nose. Some of the ethanol has burnt off now. The water has made it a smoother aroma. I'm still getting that hint of smoke. And the fruitiness now, I think, has been enhanced. Maybe even a bit of melon. But let's take it back to the palate. The water's definitely improved it. It's made it a lot smoother. It is incredibly smooth. But then I knew that because I have drunk Johnny Walker Black Label many times in the past. It's the type of scotch that is ubiquitous. You see this anywhere. Most bars will have a bottle of Johnny Walker Black Label up on the shelf, or even the red label, which is the no age statement Johnny Walker. The Black Label is aged at 12 years, and I think you can taste that extra maturity in the whiskey. I do prefer the Black Label over the red label, although I don't dislike the red label. So yeah, that's pretty good. Now, a new thing to my whiskey reviews, which this is the first time I'm going to do it. I'm going to give a scoring system, and I score out of 10. So out of 10, Johnny Walker, and I take into account various things such as value for money, cost of the thing. Now, I'm not going to allow the fact that this was heavily discounted on Tesco Club Card. I'm going to treat this as if I paid the full price for it, which is £36. So I look at cost, I look at taste, basically I look at everything at presentation, and of course Johnny Walker is an iconic bottle. This does away with the standard black label, and even the striding man, as I say, it looks really cool with his green tracksuit and his Korean type hairstyle. So yeah, out of 10 I would give this 8.5. So that's a decent score. It's a blended whiskey. It's inexpensive even at its full price. It's smooth. It's got a good finish. The finish is still there in my mouth. I very much enjoyed it. So, as I say, Johnnie Walker, Black Label, limited edition, tie in with the Netflix's It series, the Squid Game. I don't know how long these will be on sale, but if you want to get one, and I bet everyone's scrambling around now to try and find a bottle with 01 on it, but I'm player 50, Johnnie Walker Black Label.